Hi guys, welcome to my channel everybody, and thank you so much for watching. What's going on guys? I'm Jade. If you're new here, please hit the like button and also share this video. Thank you so much. So Jeeba did a video just now, posted a video basically, and the reason why I'm even talking about this is because there is something that I will never ever turn a blind eye to. When people are lying, when people are unhinged. We're gonna go into what I thought, my feelings as we go along. But yeah, Jeeba posted a video and basically dragging Kale. And it is even the way that she even addressed her, what she called her. Normally that would be something that would have aggravated me, but at this point, my mood is in a different place. But anyways, it's just how quickly she flip-flopped. You know what I mean? It's just how quickly she flip-flopped. It's just now that she's trying to and one of the biggest reasons why I decided that I was going to really do a reaction on this video is because of the disrespect that she constantly disrespects Nigeria. Okay? Whenever she's dragging whoever she wants to drag with regards to Kale and Peggy, she always shades Nigerians and always generalize. And I don't care how mad I am at my country, obviously. We are not perfect. The country is still a work in progress. But the last thing that I will tolerate is for somebody like that, somebody like Jeeba, who doesn't even know her left from her right, to be talking smack about my country. I really would appreciate if Jeeba removes Nigeria's name out of her mouth, because otherwise, Jeeba and I are about to get into it. Because I am sick and tired of the little noise, the little comments, the disrespectful comments, that she always the shades that she always like to throw at Nigerians. Nigerians are, and I say this with my full chest, regardless of what you have seen on social media, regardless of people's behavior that maybe have been appalling to you, I will say Nigerians are probably the best people you will ever come across. Actually, the best people you ever come across. And a lot of people always take advantage of that. A lot of people always take advantage of the fact that Nigerians are very kind, Nigerians are very welcoming, Nigerians are very, when it comes to a stranger, a foreigner, a non-native, Nigerians are very accommodating. The things that we put up with, the things that we will not even tolerate from each other, we will tolerate it from a non-native. And that's the reason why, unfortunately, a lot of people tend to take advantage of that. A lot of people tend to capitalize on that. And we see it even when you look at relationships, whether it's just emotionally fulfilling relationships, or maybe sexual relationships, or even partners and spouses or whatever. People tend to take advantage of Nigerians. So I would really like for Jeeba to remove Nigeria's name from her mouth. If you want to drag Kora, drag Kora. If you want to drag Peggy, drag Peggy. But stop generalizing. A lot of people who are Nigerians who have even invited you to their space, who have allowed you to continue to be so disrespectful to their country, they may not see anything wrong with it, but I take offense. Stop disrespecting Nigeria. Stop disrespecting Nigerians. Some of the things that you said in this video that we are about to listen to, I found very offensive. I found very degrading. I found very disrespectful to a whole country. So Jeeba, you need to stop. You want to drag whoever, you still want Peggy, go and have him now. Go and have him. Maybe you and what's that one's name, Tasia. Maybe both of you can fight. You can arm wrestle. Maybe you and Tasia can arm wrestle, and you can win, and then you can keep him. But Keep Nigeria's name out of your mouth, Jeeba. Seriously, keep Nigeria's name out of your mouth, because your disrespect is getting too much. The man is free now. He's a free agent. Go and carry, but do not use their situation as a yardstick. Thank you so much, Marvelyn. Thank you for the stars. I appreciate you. Thank you, Christy. Thank you for the stars. I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much. Hi, Jono. Hi, Lois. Hi, everyone. Thank you guys so much for being here. So if you want the man, he's there. He's free. Maybe when he leaves Paris Hilton's... Maybe when he leaves Paris Hilton's side, when he's done commiserating with Paris Hilton, you can contact him then. You can contact him when he's done, being a shoulder for Paris Hilton to cry on over the loss of her home. Shoot him a message. But leave my country's name out of your mouth. If none of the people who are encouraging you to be saying all these things, or who are keep turning a blind eye or a blind ear to all these things that you say, they're not going to check you. I will check you, Jeeba. Stop it. My country did nothing to you. When you and Peggy were doing whatever it was that you guys were doing to yourselves, it had nothing to do with Nigeria. I've just about had it. So let's watch this video. So in this video, she's basically dragging KO, because I already told you guys, even before all this whole drama that started over the past couple of days, we did a video and we talked about how she was basically, she went back immediately. Immediately she saw that people were reacting, she went back, and now she has basically doubled down. And the thing is that nanny, or whatever relationship that you had, situationship that you had with this man, you want this man bad. You want him bad. So now she's back to disrespecting, referring to him as the doctor, and calling Kora Anita Baker. And then you listen to the excuse, the reason why she gave as to why she's now referring to Kora as Anita Baker, as opposed to calling her by the name that she has always called Kora. You're a flip-flopper. You are a fake. You are unstable. And again, this is an example of people who are looking for people who are looking for that's what I'm looking for. People who are looking for signs that this person is unstable. One of the telltale signs is just how inconsistent they are. They cannot stay. Like, that is the number one sign to know that somebody is not well, like all is not well upstairs. It's just really based on how they flip-flop and flip-flop and flip-flop. They don't stand for anything. And they never take accountability. They are always the victim. All the time, they are always the victim. Bernadette says she even lied and said he had reported to CPS. Now it's clear she did not. She's a liar. The people who are still going to her page to support her, I really want you to, I will never tell you not to support Jeeba, but you really need to know what you are supporting. This person, she cannot be honest to save her life. She just goes by whatever the sentiment is, whatever the conversation is, who the people are more angry at, who people are more mad at. That's who she is. She doesn't stand on anything. I always laugh whenever she will come and talk about how, oh, why is she doing? She would never, thank God she didn't have a child with this man. You wanted to have a child with this man. All that talk about how it was my decision not to have a baby. You know that all of those things are just baloney. You know they're just baloney. You know if this man will take you back, you will be there faster than the New York minute. Almost bumping your head, Seth, on your way to LA. You know this. You know you want this man bad. Go now. Go and be with him. Go and fight Tasia for you. Go and arm wrestle Tasia for a spot in his life. Like, you know you want this man. Jeeba, leave Nigeria's name out of your mouth. Oh. Seriously, leave Nigeria's name out of your mouth. If you're directing your anger, your frustration, or your whatever at a particular Nigerian, I really suggest that you focus on them. Stop generalizing because you don't know anything. You don't know anything. It's not about building up lies, okay, in your head, fabricating narratives in your head, fabricating importance in your head. It's not about that. So keep Nigeria's name out of your mouth, Jeeba. I don't like it. It really angers me every time I hear anybody say nasty, mean, derogatory things about Nigeria. It really grinds my gears. Because if you have issues with somebody, face them. Face them. Don't generalize. Don't lump every single person from a country to, you know, in the same boat. Don't do that. I will never, ever sit here and say because somebody from a different country did something to me and now I'm just going to smear every single person in that country. I will never do that. I will never, because I know that, you know, I have traveled enough to know that that's not how life is. Everyone, no one, there are good and bad in every race, in every creed, in every nationality, in every anything. So if you're directing your anger and your frustration, do that. Don't generalize. Don't imply that every single person from that person's country is exactly like that, because you don't know anything. All it does is reveal your ignorance. So stop it, Jeeba. Really stop it. Otherwise, this matter, you and I'm about to switch you for the doctor, that your so-called doctor that you are so in love with. I'm about to replace him with you if you don't stop. Like, she's so in love with this man. Like, she's so in love with this man. Every time. This is my last one. How many times have we heard Jeeba, those of you who still go to her page, how many times have we heard Jeeba make a post and say, this will be my last time on this matter. This will be my last time I'll ever talk about this matter. Less than 5 minutes, she is back to talking about this matter. Somebody that cannot even keep her own promise. That is like the easiest thing to do. To take a decision and say, I'm not going to talk about this person again. I don't care anymore. It's not that important to me. I actually stand on business and actually stand on the decision. She can't even do that. Go and meet him. He's free. Text him. Ask him if he's done with Paris Hilton. Text him and ask him if he's done with Paris Hilton so that he can, you know, so that you guys can link up. Whatever. Keep Nigeria's name out of your mouth. She does. She does sound exactly like him. Like, that is so wild to me. Listen to this one. Just listen to her. And now she's back to call. It was in the moment, it was when she said she called Kora Anita Baker and then referred to him. Remember, she took the name that I basically gave him when I named him Peggy. So she took the name and she has been hashtagging Peggy and using Peggy, 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 Peggy. But now that she is back to what she actually means, which is showing that she doesn't like Korra, showing that she would rather be with the man, she's now back to calling him the Doctor. All of a sudden, he's back to being the Doctor. I don't know who called EMS. I don't know, but I don't know who called EMS. I won't even speculate on that. A lot of people live in New York. I won't speculate on that. All of a sudden, she's like back to calling him the Doctor. I say, hey, God, she wants him bad. Hey! And yet she has the audacity to talk about all these black women that are throwing themselves at him, all these black women that are doing this and doing that. You're talking about yourself, because that's exactly what you did. And that's exactly what you're continuing to do. Yeah. Mabel Ijere said this is someone that said he's no doctor. Yeah, you just listen to her. Listen to her. Oh. Listen to her.
Okay, here are my final thoughts on Miss Anita Baker and her ex-husband, the Doctor. Okay, and I'm saying Anita Baker because that is, well, I'm not going to keep calling her this by her celebrity name. Okay, here are my final thoughts on Miss Anita Baker and her ex-husband, the Doctor. Okay, and I'm saying Anita.
Her ex-husband, the Doctor. So she says she's not going to call her by her name. She's not going to call her by her stage name like Kora, her entertainment name Kora, because of the part of Korra's life that Korra chooses to push to the forefront, right? That's what this clown said. But then she then referred to him as a doctor. What this basically tells me, she has gone back to having respect. It's not like she ever lost respect. She was just a scorned woman. She was just a woman scorned who was just looking for, a reason to vent and lash out or whatever. That's all there is to in my opinion. So now she's gone back to being disrespectful to her and calling her by her name. If somebody wants you to call her by her stage name, if she wanted you to call her Anita, she would have started her Facebook page with Anita. Anita would have been her Facebook page name, but she wants Korra to be her name. But she knows, and Jeeba knows, that this is disrespect. Like what she's doing, she's being very, very disrespectful to Korra, and she doesn't mind, because now she's back to trying to appease Peggy. She's back to trying to appease Peggy and trying to get on Peggy's good side. People really need to be careful the kind of people that you believe. Sometimes it is okay if you want people to prove themselves before you let your guard down. It is okay. As we have all seen now, people do things for different reasons. People do things because they want to take advantage of you. When it favors them, they are okay with whatever you bring to the table. They are okay with however you choose to defend and fight them, as long as they are benefiting from it. Until when they are no longer benefiting from it, all of a sudden it's no longer for you to do it. It's no longer okay for you to do it. So with all of that in mind, it is okay for you to be on guard. It is okay for you to be very, very mindful of the things that you believe, of the people that you jump on the bandwagon and support.
Okay, here are my final thoughts on Miss Anita Baker and her ex-husband, the Doctor. Okay, and I'm saying Anita Baker because that is, well, I'm not going to keep calling her this by her celebrity name. she was not a celebrity to me before this if I didn't know who she was before this. And if I'm commenting on
But you knew she was not a celebrity to you before this, but yet the entire time you kept calling her by her celebrity name, you kept tagging her celebrity name, and all of a sudden, yeah, okay. But you've known her for a while though. How are you saying that you didn't know her as a celebrity, but eventually you did? Even if you didn't know, I'm not saying that from the moment that you and Peggy came together, you knew who she was, but eventually you did know. And it never bothered you before to call her by her quote unquote celebrity name.
her personal life, not her life as a singer or a celebrity, because that is the life that she seems to be so keen on sharing with the world. And I think my key takeaway from this, and the reason why I was looking at both parties in this funny, was because after CPS gets involved, after strangers on the internet are, even if it's a joke, are calling CPS to your house, that's when it stops becoming funny. And that's when it's like, okay, do I have enough funds to afford to not put my kids on the internet? Once the answer is yes, you do that. Once you do have enough funds to, to protect your kid from the conversation of getting taken away by CPS, once you can do that, it is your duty to, to take those steps, preventative measures. So just after so many CPS calls have been made, the fact that there's still this, a self-righteousness, like, well, why shouldn't I be able to put my kids on the internet? Why shouldn't I be? So what if I make money? I'm going to, put in a college fund, whatever the case may be. If there is a point where CPS is looking at both you and your ex-husband as potentially being bad parents, and live streaming on Facebook is still an option, to me that's crazy. Continued exposure to people who are making fun of your kids, people who are critiquing you, who are fans of the opposite party, who are trying just for fun. These people are not involved. These people don't live with you guys. These people didn't have those babies with you guys. But you are empowering, both of you are empowering strangers to make these big calls on your life because you guys can't keep shit to yourself. So my thoughts on the people who are asking me to, like, oh, I need.
So she went from supporting him, defending him, and enabling him, and being a co-conspirator when it came down to serving his ex. Jeeba went from all of that to now. She went from all of that to then turning against him and talking about how she's the better parent. She's the, Jeeba just wants to help KO. Jeeba just wants what's best. She went from there to now back to making it, making, and now making a case for false equivalency, blaming both of them equally. That is not even my problem, but I just want you to know that's not my problem anymore. Okay, whether she's insulting Kora or whatever, that's not my problem anymore. But I want you guys to know the kind of person that some of you were supporting when she came and she was talking about all this rubbish. I want you guys to know the kind of person that you guys are supporting.
She had a, what is it called? She was overwhelmed. She was stressed. She got so many messages from people. And I'm like, what that's called is spoiled, okay? Oh, she's exposed herself.
Somebody said, who is Anita Baker? Kora. Kora is the one that she's referring to as Anita Baker. Can you imagine the disrespect? Can you imagine?
Mm-hmm. In her family, so many people have developed this almost a faux relationship with that family where they feel closer than they actually are, because they don't know each other in real life. So it's a one-sided relationship. And yes, she got.
What you're describing, she probably heard that from me. What you're describing is the parasocial relationship between her followers, her fans, and people, because it's a one-sided one. There is no real relationship in real life.
Upset and showed her hand and was like, listen, I don't need this. Fuck you guys. Like, you don't get money like me. You gotta set up like me. That kind of stuff. Like, people do that, whatever. And so, yes, I know that I have always been like, oh, Miss Love and Light, why can't we all just hug and get along? Like, ooh, feminism, we're all on the same team. No. There's one thing I learned after being in that house is that all women are not on the same team. And I actually I had conversations with many of the women who came running in and out of that trap house, right? Dating her ex-man, who, again, she made.
But you were there too, though. You were also one of the people dating. Bitterness. Is that you? Bitter leaf. Christy says, I think she's obsessed with both. It's like when things didn't work out with JD, she wanted KO to be her bestie. This girl is nuts. You are absolutely right. I agree with you, Christy. You are right. She's loyal to nobody. She just wanted attention from whoever was going to give her attention. And that's the thing that I really wish that a lot of people would have spotted. This person knew who she was supporting. Jeeba knew who she was doing all these things for. She freaking, like, she helped him serve her. So she knew. But ultimately, she was just looking for any of the two that will give her attention. And that's all she cares about. And when she realized that KO was not going to give her attention and that one actually blocked her, she went back to feeling really angry, you know.
Popular to date, and she did not. I don't know. I don't know if she. Who again? She made popular to date, and she did not. I don't know. I don't know if she took steps to inform people. Never mind. Anyways, people were dating her ex, and I was just shocked because a lot of them were Nigerian. And I was, first of all, shocked by him because that's the demographic he's complaining about, disparaging, calling, WHORES, all of these nasty stuff. And so I would speak to them one-on-one. And I'm like, hey, oh, did you not hear that old girl wrote a book about this man? Like, just out of curiosity, what compels you to still date him? Like, did you not believe the things she said was going on? And they're like, listen, that's between the two of them. I'm not worried about that. That's not my problem. And to me, I was shocked. I'm like, that seems selfish, but also like, damn, there's no camaraderie, there's no female solidarity. I really don't care about this woman, right?
So what does that have to do with Nigerians? The thing that she's describing, it happens in every nationality. Or you want to tell me that there are no home wreckers in Haiti? Or you want to tell me that women don't snatch women's husband and men don't snatch men don't snatch men's husband? Look, what does that have to do? They just have to do with people who are indecent, people who lack morals, and that happens and that is everywhere, every nationality. So why are you linking that solely to Nigerians? The person that he replaced you for, according to you, was an Haitian woman from your country. The person that he started to gravitate towards, invite over, the women that he started to invite over was from Haiti. They were from Haiti. And you were fine with that, though. Or whatever it was, your decision, how you felt about it, I don't really care. But my point is, there are good, bad, moral, immoral women in every walks of life. Why are you only zeroing in on the Nigerian women? Do you have some kind of jealousy towards, because that's what this is also giving, like you have some kind of jealousy, because you're sounding really, really jealous. What you're describing happens in every race, in every nationality. It doesn't matter. There are people who care about others and there are people who don't care about others. I have a lot of friends from different nationalities, okay? And this is the same thing that we all share, that when it comes down to it, there are good and bad. There are women who are all about, oh, the women, women empowerment or whatever. And then there are those who just don't care. They only care about themselves. A means to an end is all they care about. So why are you zeroing in on Nigerians? You need to stop, Jeeba, because otherwise, I will put Pegasus on one corner for a bit and really just start dealing with you. If you have any issues with any of these women, deal with them. Stop trying to generalize. Stop trying to paint Nigeria a certain way. Stop trying to paint Nigerian people a certain way. It's not sitting well with me. What you're describing, I'm sure, happens among the Haitian community as well.
This was her story, and this was her truth. And I can understand now why they were all so aloof. is because as Nigerian women, they all knew, they all came in there knowing that that lady was someone who was there for herself. And, she stayed and she got played. She ended up getting.
Did you hear what she said? So she's saying that as the so-called Nigerian women, maybe the Nigerian women are in her head, and we also won't ignore that as a possibility. But these so-called imaginary Nigerian women that she met at Peggy's home believe that KO was there for her own need. Like it wasn't. Let me roll that back. For her own interest. So that's the reason why they don't really care.
They all came in there knowing that, and this was her truth. And I can understand now why they were all so aloof. Is because as Nigerian women, they all knew, they all came in there knowing that that lady was someone who was there for herself. And, she stayed and she got played. She ended up getting played, but it was also, there was a level of awareness that she had about the man that she chose. And there were things that she was willing to ignore.
You got played too. Again, when Jeeba talks about Kora or any other women that she's talking about with regards to Peggy, it is so obvious that she's trying to remove herself from the equation, but she really is talking about herself. If you are smart as you claim to be, you didn't have to wait 8 months before you figured out. You didn't even have to wait 2 weeks before you figured out the kind of person that he was and get out of there. But you stayed after learning all of those character traits that obviously, according to you, didn't really matter to you, didn't like, you were not okay with his character flaws that you didn't care for. After you found out all these things, but you stayed because you were also there for yourself. You were there for a reason. You wanted something. You wanted something, and that's the reason why you stayed. So what is this that you're talking about? You stayed because ultimately you also wanted something. You were there, you were desperate, you didn't have a place to go. You were hoping that if you do a good enough job of just going along to get along, he will eventually pick you. He will give you the kind of home life that you clearly want, the kind of relationship, kind of family. At some point, you were even referring to yourself at the beginning of this whole situation. When you came out, you were referring to yourself as of his family, like he took away your family or something. Like, come on, you wanted the same thing. So when you're trying to say this and shame people, ultimately you are talking about yourself.
And that came and slapped her in her face later. So I'm like, all those women who were in there, they also had to endure the same conversations I endured with him, talking about this lady in a way that was racially and sexually disrespectful.
But he never bothered you before, though, because you were still the pick me. You were still hoping that he would pick you. Of all the women that he was parading, it's almost like what Jeeba is describing to me. It's almost as if she's describing a scenario where all of these women, they had to parade themselves. They had to prove themselves that they were more worthy, that they will never let him down, that they will be everything that he ever wanted. They will do everything. They had to prove themselves that they should be his next. And so, yeah, I guess you guys were all having a conversation. It's like going for a job, employment, right? And you meet other people there who are also looking for the same job, who are also applying for the same job. And it becomes a matter of may the best woman win, It's exactly what you wanted. You and all these other imaginary Nigerian women that you met there, it was all what you people wanted. You people were desperate for this man. People were desperate to be seen with a Oyinbo man. And girls who, this usually happen, right? Among Black girls who would say things, talk about how they prefer to date white men. Those are the kind of girls that usually end up in the type of situation that Jeeba has found herself. You know, they take pride in claiming that, oh, they only date white men, they don't date black men. They will literally leave a good black man that is able to be there for them, that will be able to emotionally support them, that will be able to be a true partner, the definition of a partner. They will say no to such black men and go for white men because they just want to be with white men. And when they find themselves in that situation, you see them having to bend over backwards. You see them having to put up with things that they ordinarily will never put up with under normal circumstances, or even with a black man, because they want to win his affection. And this man will put them through things that he will never ever dream of putting his Oyinbo women through. He will never dream of it. But he will put them through it. And they will take it too. Because they want to be with Oyinbo men. So,
and they were all kind of the same mind, where it's like, okay, listen, I know I'm putting up with this temporarily. This man is completely inappropriate, but this is a means to an end. So for Miss Anita, that was a means to an end. And
for you too, it was a means to an end. For you too. Because all of the things that you claimed to notice earlier on in the relationship when you got there, none of those things discourage you from leaving. You stayed. Which means you are exactly like all the women that you are describing that were in his life at some point or another. You all were in for something. You all wanted something. By the time he realized that, okay, I'm done, he too also wanted something. By the time he got exactly what he wanted, he bid you guys goodbye, he kicked you to the curb, and now you're moaning and groaning. You all wanted the same freaking thing.
I personally could not relate to somebody who, like, I think it was hard for me to just bridge the gaps in terms of just logic, because I'm like, it'd be different if she just had one child, with this man and left, right? Because people showed that Christmas thing where the man was taunting her, I think while she was pregnant or after she had just had June. There's no way that you have that experience with a man after having a baby, and then years later, like there was time, years later, you lay down and have another baby with that man. The man has you laying on the floor, impregnates you allegedly while you're sleeping on the floor, and you, like, the level of endurance, it had to be more than love. It's
But you also endured, though. You even pegged him. Like, you, based on your own words, you went above and beyond. He spread it wide open for you, madam. Madam Jeeba, you are one to talk. He, according to you, he even spread it wide open for you. So what are you talking about? This is pot calling kettle black. Ghislaine says, Jade, I think Jeeba is repeating herself. I remember when JD kicked her out, she already said this thing. She's already said all of this. But the tone is what is different now. When she was saying it in the beginning, she was trying to paint Peggy as a bad person, as, this person who was so mean and wicked, and she's just this good person who had the misfortune of ever crossing path, and she witnessed all these things, and she really wants to help Kale now, because now she has seen the light, and she has all this information that she is going to be able to use to help Kale. So that was the angle that she was approaching the situation when she first talked about it. She wanted to help Kale, but then she realized that one not saying that. That one doesn't even care. That one doesn't want to hear what she has to say. Once she realized that she wasn't going to get Kale's attention, at first she started throwing subtle shade at her. But once everything happened with regards to this Kale's outburst that happened a few days ago, she saw that as an opportunity to completely flip and now publicly and openly shame KO, disrespect KO. Because remember, before she couldn't do it because she was expecting coffees, she was expecting support, she was expecting them to KO supporters and KO fan to Venmo her, to send her money in Zelles and all this other stuff, which they did, bought her coffees and all these things. And so she couldn't 100% come out full force and just be anti-KO. But now that she feels like a lot more people that used to be supportive of KO have turned their backs on KO or are angry at KO for now, that's the reason why she's now coming out fully to really show, to really speak from the angle of, I don't like KO. So that's what's happening right now. Thank you, Amma, for saying that. Amma said this platform was the only platform that consistently called her out because I spotted her from a mile away. I could smell her from a mile away. I knew exactly what she was about. I knew she was a grifter, a freaking grifter.
The most bizarre part about all of this is that the lady's fans have come and tried to, just tell me to not share my thoughts or opinions, not react, and to, crazy enough, save evidence that I already had offered that lady. And like, listen, she didn't know what she was saying just now, but she's gonna need the help. She doesn't realize what she said, and that man's a monster. She just has to watch the footage of all it.
But according to, who was it? I think it was Janice Brown who came here, who said it the other day that you reached out to her. You were reaching out to people wanting to tell your story, and now you're trying to flip it. So when people say to you, don't disrespect her because she's not your problem. She wasn't there. You tagging her name, you calling on her, you trying to get her attention the way that you were doing didn't seem right and genuine to them. And so they told you not to do that. And people reminded you that whatever it is that you're trying to bring KO into now has nothing to do with KO because she wasn't there when you and this person met on Tinder. She wasn't there when you swipe left or right or whatever it is that you people swipe on dating apps. She wasn't there. So why are you bringing her after everything that you did? After volunteering yourself to serve her court documents. So why are you trying to get her attention? Nobody said, even the people that were saying, oh, if you have evidence and evidence and evidence, save it, send it to her. They were just saying it of their own mind. They were just saying it of their own will. KO never told them to say any of that. KO never asked them for anything. She actually blocked you. That's how much she didn't want anything from you. She blocked you because she wanted nothing to do with you. So if anybody who is a KO supporter who thinks they are trying to help her by telling you to save whatever evidence that you have for her, I'm sure they didn't tell you that it was KO that asked them to do that. And I'm sure that based on the way she treated you, based on the way she reacted after you kept bombarding and calling and messaging her, she blocked you. I'm sure that is her way of letting you know that she wants absolutely nothing from you. So all those people who were telling you to send her stuff, they were just saying it out of their own mind. They were just saying it out of their own mind. It had absolutely nothing to do with her. She didn't ask them to go and send you. She blocked you. She blocked you. It doesn't get more expressive than that. It doesn't get more clear that she wants nothing to do with you. So if you're going to talk about the people who said, who told you to save evidence or whatever, none of them told you it was Korra that it was Korra that sent them to come and tell you that. So I don't know how clear do you want her to be. She blocked you. That is as clear as it can ever be if somebody doesn't want anything to do with you. Like, she's just this what's her face? This nanny, she's just a bitter soul. That's who nanny is. A bitter soul. Me, I am very mindful. Like, thank God, maybe because I have my own life, I have a bunch of businesses. I'm not hungry like that, and no shade to anybody that does this full time. And I'm very appreciative for the love and the support that I get. I'm trying to say that I don't think, however, this social media, I don't think I'll ever be so desperate to allow somebody that I can clearly see has an ulterior motive that is not genuine, has a selfish motive. I will never platform such a person. Never. Because a lot of people on social media are fake. A lot of people, it's hard to find somebody who doesn't have an ulterior motive. It's hard to find somebody who is not selfish, especially when it comes down to exposing certain things. I will never, no amount of views or whatever will make me invite somebody that I find very questionable, somebody that I am not sold on when it comes to their motive, their reason. Is it really to help the situation, or is it just to help yourself? I have to think about that long and hard.
Excuse the F out of me. That's crazy. That's crazy. That means, oh, that's just peaking. That I already had offered that lady and like, listen,
Oh, sorry.
for and you like the level of endurance, it had to be more than love. It's the most bizarre part about all of this is that the lady's fans have come and tried to just tell me to not share my thoughts or opinions, not react, and to, crazy enough, save evidence.
Please, can you please don't type that here? You know you are. This is not about that. We don't need anybody making excuses for anybody here. I'm sick and tired of everybody coming to my page and making excuses. It's annoying. Can you please stop? People are so freaking obsessed. Can you please stop? Nobody should make excuses for why, the approach or whatever, the outburst. You think people will be okay? You think people, let me even highlight the question, the comment, the person that says KO's approach might have not been the best, but that outburst was very needed. Needed for what? Needed for what? So now, people that have been protecting her, not just from Peggy, but also from the other bullies, Peggy's bullies, are now being shamed, are now being humiliated, are now being dragged by the same people, by the same Peggy's supporters, Peggy's bloggers. People, they are making all kinds of posts and calling people using dumb, calling people even explicitly talking about how she placed a curse. Is that what you think is a good thing? Is that what you think was needed? Please, I beg. You people should don't do that on my page, okay? This is not about that. For me, there is nothing that I might be very, very, I might be very, very, I may go from 0 to 100 every now and then. But when it comes to diplomacy, I'm really, really good at that too. I'm really, like, when it comes, especially people who have been there for you, I beg, let's not even go there. Some of you, I just feel like you guys are just here to start something. Let's not, I don't want to get upset. So let's just focus on Jeeba, please. Biko. Somebody said she wanted to be with Peggy so bad that she thought she was the girl's mommy. Yeah. I'm still yet to make a video about that. I'm still yet to react to that. I actually have that video where these children were calling Jeeba mommy, and she was responding. But when she told the story, she made it seem as though she was not okay with it. She didn't even accept it. She was just like, oh, she was so uncomfortable. But when I watched that video, there was no sign at all that she was very uncomfortable with the children calling her mommy. It looks like she had gotten so used to them calling her mommy that she responded so naturally. So that's the thing, and that's the reason why Jeeba is not releasing a lot of the conversations that really could bury Peggy, because she knows that it will indict her even more. It will implicate those things, those proof that she has will even implicate her in the process as well. Okay? You know what I mean? So there are things that she's not going to like talk about. She's not going to share. There are certain proof that she's not going to share because she know that she contributed. A lot of things, the role, the parts that she played also will come out, and it will contradict what she has been telling people publicly. That's the reason why. That's the reason why Jeeba is not really giving a lot of evidence. Especially if you look at the way that whole thing, the story, the narrative about how, oh, I used to feel so uncomfortable when the children would come in, mommy, he would just laugh it off. He would just think it's a joke, blah, blah, blah. It just seemed like a home. If you didn't know any of these people, if you didn't know Korra, if you didn't know Peggy, if you didn't know Nanny McPhee over here, if you didn't know any of these people, you will basically think that, oh, you just came across that video of Athena calling Jeeba mommy and Jeeba responding. You will just think that Jeeba is her mom. There was no flinching, there was no pause, there was no nothing. Because she had gotten accustomed to that. She's gotten used to saying, hearing this kid call her that and her responding the way that she responded. But she contradicted herself when she shared that video. It contradicted what she had been saying, that she was always so uncomfortable. She was always so this and so that. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Kumbi. Thank you for 200 stars. I appreciate you. Oh my gosh, she was so uncomfortable. She didn't like it. Kari says she definitely enjoyed it. What did she enjoy? And Stephanie John first say, love you, Jade. You are so straightforward. I don't sugarcoat things, though. If I choose not to talk for whatever reason, I will not talk, but I don't want anybody aggravating me and telling me. And it's like that seems to be like the latest thing now. They're trying to push this type of narrative. Oh, maybe the way she went about it was wrong, but it was needed. Don't gaslight me. Don't play with me like that, please. Don't play with me. Primrose says people who have lost their pages and monetization and even had their jobs threatened. Exactly. And those people are there. And it was because of her. Anyways. Thank you so much, Carol Charles Adam. Thank you for 50 stars. I appreciate you. Yeah, somebody said she was uncomfortable. She was only uncomfortable when she was kicked out. Yeah. She would have stayed the course. She would have done everything to the point where she actually signed a post NDA, an NDA that you sign long into the relationship, because she was hoping that signing the NDA will kind of make him, start trusting her and thinking, okay, she has now signed this NDA. We can go back to how things were. This NDA that she signed, that she drafted, according to her, was more than just so that things are amicable between them, so that he can write her a glowy review when she goes looking for work. Why would you want a glowing review from somebody who you claim has done so many awful things, from somebody who you claim is very disrespectful to the mother of his child, of his children, somebody that you claim doesn't have any respect for black women, uses black women, does all these things and the other things and all of that? Why would you need a glowing review from that? Why would you need a glowing recommendation from such a person? A normal person who really wants nothing to do with that person, couldn't wait to run away from that man. Just forget about my name, erase my number. I will never speak of you again, and you never speak of me again. That's how normal people react. But she signed the post NDA, hoping that that will soften things between them. That will, cause him to keep her around, and then they can start building their trust and their relationship from there. That was all that was. Oh, Stephanie John Foss says, "Wish I was like you." I'm sure you have it in you. I'm sure that you haven't been. I just really think sometimes we are all stronger and tougher than we give ourselves credit for. And sometimes those things are buried deep down inside until we are faced with situations that really awaken those things within us. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Um, Carol Charles. Sorry. Yeah, Carol Charles Adams. Sometimes it just takes something, life situations, or just reaching to that point where you're like, I don't give a shit. But for me, my thing is, I have always been this way. And growing up, my parents have always encouraged all of us to be very outspoken and be very opinionated. When I was in primary school, I was getting interviewed by newspapers and all this other stuff. I don't like talking about myself, but yeah, I have always been I was in debate, I was in all kinds of things. I was very active, and my parents just really let me be me. Being the last girl, my parents just really let me be me. Dr. Doyin! Oh my gosh. Dr. Doyin, can you please, I'm begging you, can you please just send me an inbox message so that I'll be able to reach you whenever I can? Because I try to look for you so much. I was trying to type your name and I couldn't find you, and it didn't give me the option. I found your name, but I wasn't able to send a message. So if you can please just send me a message, that way I can have a direct contact with you. I have missed you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for the 1,000 stars. Happy New Year as well. Dr. Doyin says, Happy New Year, Jade. You call a spade doesn't mean you love the person any less. Absolutely, no. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I have said this here so many times. You know, I have said it here so many times. I love her. I cannot stop loving Korra, because my decision to defend her was not something that I did because, oh, I needed to get along. I have studied the situation and I saw that she was the victim in that situation between her and Peggy. She was the 1,000% the victim, and I didn't like her unfair because Oyinbo they lie, Oyinbo they lie, Oyinbo they lie, and so they just jumped on the bandwagon and they were attacking this young lady at the worst time of her life. Her entire life had been pulled from underneath her. Her life had been pulled from under a rug had been pulled from underneath her, and she's dealing with this days after having a baby. People think because billions of women have children every year, having a child is a walk in the park. No, it's not. It still is the scariest time, the most delicate time in a woman's life. And it doesn't just end after you have pushed the baby out. For most women, it is still touch and go. Even after you've pulled the baby out, a lot can happen. There are some women who can literally develop what is it called? Mental illness. In my culture, they call it aden. And it's usually associated. It comes from PPD, right? And then because it is untreated, a lot of people don't know how to handle this. It just develops into full-blown mental illness. A lot of women. I grew up around, a lot of mature people, my mother's friends, my grandmother. So I know these things. They would, it'll just develop, and because it is untreated, because people don't really know how to treat it and they don't know what to do, it develops into full-blown mental illness. And you see the woman, she will just start talking to herself. And if you trace the timeline back, it usually starts after she had a baby. And then it is the most delicate time in a woman's life. To see her being dragged by people online, screwing up her mental health, it was so disheartening for me. It was so disheartening for me to see. So, yeah. But in spite of how I feel about her, how much I care for her, trust me, if it was somebody I didn't care about, I would drag the living daylight out of you. I would drag you. Unati say they drag. I never start to, especially, but like liking her, caring about her also means checking her when she needs to be checked. Me, I'm not a cult. A lot of people just want everybody to be kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya, kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. No, I mean you. No, I mean you, Doyin. I mean you, not Dr. B. I mean you. Kumbaya. It's you I haven't seen in a while, oh. I haven't seen you in a while, for real. I haven't seen you doing. People want to do Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. It's not happening with me. Stop that shit. You guys are begging me not to sing. It's my sultry voice. You don't want to hear me sing. I'm offended. Oh, Kubi said my name is Kumba. Oh, really? Oh, Lord. No, I'm not going to do that. Caring about somebody means also telling them the truth when they fuck up. Okay? Caring about somebody. Yeah, and don't you say, yes, I've been very busy with work. I understand. I know. And sometimes, like, even if you're not even busy with work, taking a mental break is so needed. Honestly, it is so needed because something's happening. You just need to check out, like mentally check out, look after yourself, and then come back when you feel ready. So I'm always about that. So Christy said we must promote your music anytime soon. Come by my love. Yeah, we're not doing that over here. If you think I'm bad because I'm being honest, yeah, you live in your fake life and let me live in reality. At least anything that comes out of my mouth you can take it to the bank. You can know that Jade is not messing around. Jade is not pretending. Jade is telling you exactly how she feels. I'd rather have that than to be a go along to get along kind of person. Not me, not me. So thank you so much for those who notice and appreciate this. I appreciate you guys so much. Let me see. Carrie says, who brought this upon us? I was talking about how some people want us to just kumbaya along. People want us to just turn a blind eye to things that we should be calling out. And I'm just saying that I am not that person. And the song popped in my head, and it was the Kumbaya song. And that's how we got here. And that's how we got here. Oh my God.
That I already had offered that lady and like, listen, you know, she didn't know what she was saying just now, but she's gonna need the help. She doesn't realize what she said, and that man's a monster. She just has to watch the footage of all it. Excuse the F out of me. That's crazy. That's crazy. That means, oh, that's just peak entitlement. That means people are looking at me and assuming that I have nothing to do with my life aside from pledge allegiance to this lady. Not the thumbs up.
But she never even the allegiance that you brought on your freaking self. She never asked for you. She never called you. She never asked anything. Even you, Janice, were you not saying that she actually reached out to you wanting to do an interview? She's acting as if she was pulled, that she was dragged. The woman never asked for you. She never asked you for anything. She never asked you for any information that she needed, that you had. Oh, my Lord. Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. Somebody is saying no. Somebody is saying no to no grief for anybody. Oh my God. What are you guys doing? It's like you guys don't want this live stream anymore. You guys are keep pulling these songs. You know that song because it's been a while since I even played that song. So it has been on it hasn't been on my mind to play the song, but because it has been a while since I played that song, I am always like, whenever I'm reminded of it, I always feel compelled to play the song, to look for the song. They are saying no. Oh my God. You guys are something else. You guys, love you guys. Kumba, not great for anyone. Let me see. I need to find it now. No, you said please, Jade, no. So you guys don't want me to play this song. Why do they keep reminding me then? Why do they keep reminding me? Not great for anybody else. How to live my life like I blow. I have to play. Now I have to find that song. Oh, I need Coco. I'ma let them see you. Taloni Coco. I'ma make them hear. Give them, make them talk. Now then get them out to talk when they see inside my car. They gonna say, I'm gonna ride I need to find this video. Otherwise, it's gonna drive me crazy. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna find it and I'm going to like save it somewhere that I can get that I can reach it whenever I need it. That's what I need to do. 'Cause that song, you guys know you love that song too. You guys are just, you love the song. You know you love the song. Oh my god. When I'm done with this live, I'm going to look for it because I've saved it on several of my computers. So I'm going to look for it on gonna check all of my computers to see where I saved it, and then I'll just resave it closer to me because it's 2025, baby. It's 2025. Ay, ay, ay. So next time, next live, I might just start my live with that song. We shall see, shall not making any promises. We shall see. What's that? Oh my gosh. Christine says, "Oh my God, I work from home and had to answer phone. Jay started laughing and I had you had to hang up the you had to hang up quick. Sorry. Oh my goodness. I know sometimes I'm so inconsiderate." Oh, Jenny says I have to watch the replay. I feel like I missed a good one. Yeah, we're just talking about Jeeba and you know, and some people try to you can watch it later. And Jeeba and her drama and turning on just taking advantage of the time, taking advantage of what's going on between Kora and her supporters and trying to capitalize on that. And Jeeba is now back to calling um, Peggy the doctor. Jeeba, leave us alone. Jesus. Oh, gosh.
Who doesn't give an F about me or my existence? Why would I do that? Entitlement. That share my thoughts or opinions, not react, and to crazy enough save evidence that I already had offered that lady. And like, listen, she didn't know what she was saying just now, but she's gonna need the help. She doesn't realize what she said, and that man's a monster. She just has to watch the footage of all it. Excuse the F out of me. That's crazy. That's crazy. That means, oh, that's just peak entitlement. That means people are looking at me and assuming that I have nothing to do with my life aside from.
Well, apparently you don't. You have been coming out on social media to complain. You have been reaching out to bloggers to have them bring you up and tell your story. Clearly you don't. Why are we pretending as if we're so busy and we have something going on when you clearly don't?
Pledge allegiance to this lady, not the thumbs up, who doesn't give an F about me or my existence. Why would I do that? Emailing her directly was generous. Sending one follow-up email was very generous. Everything else after this was, I'm just going to call it theatrics and social media therapy for me. So I'm like, the lady blocked me, okay? I'm not.
Yeah, she blocked you because you were bothering her. She blocked you because you were bothering her.
Going above and beyond to do a goddamn thing. She chose her man. She chose her bed partner, laid down with him twice to have 2 kids, said that was a great father. So
you can just tell that she's so jealous that this man, whatever, because obviously she clearly thinks the world of Peggy. She's so jealous that why couldn't he be her? Why couldn't he be, and why couldn't he lay with her and get pregnant by him? That is what I read that's what I sense from just listening to her.
let him continue to be a great father in peace and let the great dad try to take custody from her. Why are you guys so concerned if she's not concerned? I think that's the thing. I'm like, we all want to rush out to help, to help women, but I'm like, not every woman wants help. I had to learn it the hard way in LA. The women be on some BS. They be on their own kind of stuff, moving funny. So I'm like, anybody who wants to continue that charade, putting their kids through that act, like, okay, so be it. But yeah, I can't relate.
Right, Christine? Christine said, oh my God, she's in mad obsessed love with that loser. I agree. Amamago say she blocked you because you are a nuisance. It's true. Like, it's so wild to me. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna mind my child-free business,
When people say something, right, I always read between the line. Jeeba has this thing, this narrative, this there's a certain narrative that she wants you to believe that, oh, I don't want children, I don't care about children, blah 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 blah. But the reality is, if she ever opens up and be honest, not even to herself, because she knows that she wants children. If she ever opens up, I don't know what needs to happen for her to get to the place where she can actually say what she really feels, you will know that Jeeba is lying about, because she always brings it up. I don't want children. That's a lie. That is a lie. That is just a defense mechanism because she's so insecure about it. And before people even ask her, why are you 29 and you don't have children? She feels the need to always just let people know that her decision to not have children are solely hers. It was her decision. But if Jeeba will ever be honest about herself, she will tell you that, yeah. Because for one, somebody who doesn't want any child of her own will not feel so comfortable having somebody, a stranger's child, call her mommy. Okay? Somebody who doesn't want a child of their own, they don't want children, period. They won't even date a man that has children, period. Women who really do not want children, especially when they're in this young age, they will never even date a man who doesn't want children. They will never date a man who has children. They will never want to be in a space where they are with somebody who has children. And they most certainly will not be so comfortable hearing another person's child call them mommy. Never. They will never be comfortable. But she knows she wants children and she's insecure about it. And because she's insecure about it and she's looking at herself and thinking, everyone is expecting me now to like have children because that's the society, and I don't have children. And so before anybody questions me about it, before anybody lectures me about it, let me just put it out there that, oh, it was my intention. It is my decision to not have children. But it's a lie. It's a bloody lie. Exactly. They won't even be nannies, Christy said. Percy said exactly. Them type don't even babysit nephews. They don't. They're just nephews. They are usually aunties in name only. The cool aunties who just bring the gifts and go. Somebody who does not want a child does not dabble in the field of childcare. They don't, not like that. Not in the way that she was in. They can be teachers. They will teach you after 6 hours and send you home to your parents. They don't do living nannies. She's just a liar. Jeeba is a liar. She's a liar.
Pick my better men, do my thing over here.
You're better. We've seen the men you have paraded. We've seen the men that you have paraded, even though we don't know the content of their character. Based on the one you chose in LA, we can almost guess that they are exactly like him. We've seen the men that you have paraded, and she seemed to enjoy worshiping white men. You know what I mean? There was even a time that she was giving Kora advice on the kind of men that she should date now. She was posting pictures of the kind of men that she should date. How does that even affect? Like, she's so obsessed. She's so obsessed. You know, we see the kind of men that you date. We see the kind of men that you parry. I don't know if you're dating them or not, but we see the kind of men that you admire, that you show interest in, that you worship on. We see them. So yeah. Mm. Exactly. I'ma say the aunties who only meet nephews and nieces at the park for an hour. Yeah. Once they start misbehaving, like, go to your mother. Bye. I'm out of here. You know. Yeah, break. Son is just lying up and down. Exactly. Cardi says she talked with so much aggrandizement. It's so crazy to me. And she's so condescending. All for what? When you shake her now, nothing will fall out. Nothing. Just embellishing, just putting herself in a position that she doesn't, that she just fabricated in her head. How can you be a 29-year-old woman at 29? You are running around, you don't have a stable place to stay at 29 years old. It's now that somebody is kicking you out. It's now that a man is kicking you out of the house and telling you you have to leave, and you having to leave some of your things there because you're hoping that that can be an excuse for you to come back and settle with him. Like, it's so crazy. They always, when you see people like this, oh my gosh, I'm probably sure that was how she sold herself to him, once they started talking, once they met on Tinder and they started talking, I'm sure at some point, he was like, he was sold on all the things that she was saying, not knowing that it was nothing but hot air. She was just like fabricating stuff and whatever. Mhm. Who is this one? This is not a Defend Justin Dean page, let me tell you, Whatever your name is, this is not a Defend Justin Dean page, okay? He is nothing that anybody will even want. If Jeeba was not one of those women who didn't know their left from their right, JD is nothing. So this is not a Defend Justin Dean page. So, kick yourself out already, please. Don't come here defending Justin Dean on my page. What kind of rubbish is that? Talking about how the hate for Justin was so deep. What is hate? Please go, 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 go. Delete yourself, because if I see one more comment from you, I'm deleting you. Don't let me even delete you now, Seth. What are you doing here? Coming to defend, to defend. I've already blocked them. Defend that one over here. Are you okay?
But yeah, I can't relate. I'm a mind my child free business, you know, pick my better men, do my thing over here, be untraumatized. But I'm not, my life does not revolve around Anita. And I don't think anybody should. I think we should worry about climate change. I think we should worry about.
It's the way that she's just calling her Anita. Hey, what a life. The reason why I'm sharing this, and I will continue to share whenever she goes on her yeah rant, is because I want people to see who they were defending and supporting once upon a time.
Violent crimes in our communities. There was literally a shooting next to me yesterday of a high school boy. Like, there's a lot going on in the world right now, and it actually disappoints me to see that a lot of you folks have stuck around and kept tabs on this couple's relationship for so long, or kept tabs on their family life for so long, when it's just messy. It's just so messy. I think we need to let celebrities and personalities experience actions and consequences. Like, they are taking bold actions. They are boldly declaring, my kids deserve to be on social media. Okay, great. So that's not up to us. That is for their kids to take action in the future and decide, hey, do I want to keep being in contact with my parents? Did I feel like my privacy was respected growing up? Did I feel like my whole childhood revolved around, my parents winning a war over just showcasing us online to other people when we would have preferred to just play with our parents in private? Like, that's a reckoning that's going to come for them no matter what. And that's for all social media parents. And there are kids that have already started suing their parents for having their childhoods be consumed by social media. So I'm letting you guys know, like, you do not want to be on the wrong side of this. That's why I'm stepping away completely. I'm not trying to help anybody anymore. But like I said,
all of a sudden she's staying away from this completely. She's not trying to help anybody anymore after they have rejected your offer to help. After they have rejected your offer to help, all of a sudden you're staying away from this. Hey, God have mercy. It's life, eh? I'm staying the hell away from this. After they have kicked you out, after they have rejected your offer, and the one who even blocked you. Oh my God, I'm laughing so hard. This is so hilarious. Oh my gosh. Hey God, which kind of yet thing be this one? Hey,
I'm like, I was on the kid's side. The kid's ultimately losing all this. So I was trying to make it marginally better by being like, okay, their dad, I know, was exposing them to just other random women. I don't know what's happening at their mom's house, so I'm going to assume it's a lesser of two evils. I don't know a goddamn thing, okay? So all I'm saying is, I and Jeeba am stepping away. And I will not be taking the fan advice to, just worship this lady in silence, just in a world where Beyonce exists. That's crazy. Beyonce exists, Rihanna, Tyla, like all of these people who are beloved, have a beloved fan base, whose concerts I've gone to. People who are not making the world a worse place with their dating choices. Like, are you... Well, Rihanna dated Chris Brown, but she didn't stay with him and make a whole... Yeah, no. Rational women who are not lingering in filth, who are not lingering and reproducing with somebody who hates them, and then raising 70K, writing all of these things, writing a book.
But you totally would, like, she's so jealous. So you're now jealous of the 70K that she raised.
With somebody who hates them.
Like, the bitterness, the whole thing is just jealousy. She's so jealous and so bitter that this woman is just doing her thing and raising all this money and whatever, like the jealousy. Oh my gosh. You were gonna stay with him though. You knew all this. Even in the text message that you sent, that you released, the text messages that you dropped, it was very obvious that he was done with you. You were the one actively trying to make things better. You were the one, even when he made it very clear that he didn't feel comfortable with you being in the home anymore, you were still trying to attach yourself to the children, pretending as if you were insisting on staying because you cared about the children. You cannot, like, really? And now, because he has maybe rejected you in no uncertain term, to the point where you have received the message finally, all of a sudden you want to act as if you are not exactly like the women that you're now criticizing, the women that were whatever in his life. You're now pretending as if you didn't want the same thing, you weren't looking for the same thing, and you weren't holding on, hoping that you will be the one that he chose.
Who are not lingering and reproducing with somebody who hates them, and then are not making the world a worse place with their dating choices. Like, are you... well, Rihanna dated Chris Brown, but she didn't stay with him and make a whole. Yeah, yeah, no. Rational women who are not lingering in filth, who are not lingering and reproducing with somebody who hates them, and then raising 70K, writing all of these things, writing a book, and then thinks it's just gonna be just a little drop of sand to just be like, that man is a great father, and think that people who bought into your story would not react, or would not be upset about that, or would not be shocked hearing that from her mouth.
And that is what she's capitalizing on. The minute she realized or she felt like people who were ride or die for Korra are angry, rightfully so, about the way she basically used and discard them, she is now riding on that. She is now capitalizing on that. And that is basically the thing that she does. She doesn't stand for anything. The saying goes, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Basic human decency, this person doesn't even have. Because if she did, she will know that at least say what you mean. If I support somebody, right? Because first of all, I don't just support people unless I know I've done my research and I know that I don't just jump on the bandwagon. That's not me. But if I support somebody and I realize that, oh, this person fooled me, or this person, screwed me over or whatever, I do not jump on the next on the arrivals side. I do not jump ship. I do not, because there is a reason why I sided with you over that. I'm not one of those people who are just going for what is popular, which was what a lot of people did. I use my brain. I use my mind. Just because this person that I sided and I supported has done something bad, in my opinion, has disappointed me, does not mean that all of a sudden I'll start thinking, oh, maybe I should go and join the other side. God forbid. I have way too much principle. I was raised better than that. I was raised very well. Okay. And it wasn't a decision I made lightly to find out who was actually wicked between the two people. But that's what she's doing, Jeeba, because she does not care. She just wants to jump on the bandwagon of who's more popular. That's all she cares about. When she thought Brokey was more light and all, she was going by the smoke screen and believing all the nonsense, she supported him. But when he did what he did and he kicked her to the curb and really showed her who he was, she was then trying to switch side and join Kora and all this other stuff. And that one was like, why? And that one responded the way somebody that has sense will respond. That's not how life works. You can't just switch side and say, oh yeah, pretending as if you want to give me information. I've been fighting this fight before you came along. I've been fighting this fight when you were still aiding and abetting him. So I'm good. I don't need your advice. I don't need your help. I don't need your so-called evidence. And that's the reason why she blocked her. Why Korra blocked Jeeba. She doesn't stand for anything. She just jumps up and down, falling for whatever.
It's bizarre. It's bizarre, and I would just watch 90 Day Fiance if I wanted to hear about anybody living their life this kind of way. It's just messy and bizarre, and that's not where I'm spending my 2025. You can be damn sure of that. Bye. Have a great day. Also, I'm gonna be honest. I hate them as a couple. I'm like in the house when I was like holding my heart for those children. I'm like, wow.
Now she hates the messy couple. Can you imagine? Whew. Jeeba is what they call Fairweather friend. Fairweather friend. That's this. If you want to know the definition of a Fairweather person, this is Jeeba right here. This is Jeeba right here. I know. I try to bring it down. I try to slow it down a little bit, Janice. I try to slow it down because I was using the InShot the InShot app to like slow it down, and this is the slowest they could do. Any other thing, it was just going to sound like she was mumbling. It was going to be way too slow. I try to slow this down from when I saved it from 100% to 90%, and it's still fast. Like, it was actually faster than this when I saved the video, you know. So, and now she's talking about how she hates the couple. The truth is finally coming out. Sometimes, yeah, that's why in every situation you have to learn. Sometimes it's good for you to experience something, a seismic shift such as this, for something heavy to happen, you know, because what it does is actually expose the true people from the fake. It's not like I needed something seismic to happen for me to know the kind of person that Jeeba is. Like, I just saw her from a mile away. I didn't even need anybody to like explain. Like, it was just so obvious. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know, she's a fair weather friend. She goes where things are good. She only gravitates to the side that has the popularity and the likeness and all of this other stuff. And when things change, she's back to literally calling him the doctor. Hey, I say, where? The doctor. Mm. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I know. Jenny says the way she speeds up her voice, I think that's how the voices sound in her head. Oh my gosh. Somebody says you were deep down in the mess with the pink toy. Oh my goodness. Don't you say you are so right, Jade? She sure is. Yep. Yep. Anywhere Belle face. Now she's saying she hates the couple. Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Now she says she hates the couple. But before, it was he that you hated. It was he that you didn't like. It was he that you were trying to save the children from, which was why you claim you were trying to get in touch with her, sending her all these messages, trying to give her evidence that she will use in court after you aided and abetted, and you were very happy to do it. And the only reason why you're here is because he used and dumped you. Okay.
I thought I wish my parents never met, but I'm like, and I've never thought I felt that towards any other couples, but I'm like, I wish these fuckers never met. I wish these people would have left each other alone and just.
I wish they never met so that it could have been you, so that you would have. Finish your thoughts, Jeeba. Finish your thoughts. You wish they never met. You wish he met you instead. My God.
Shut the F up on the internet, and this bitch would have just made music, and this man would have just chiropractic bodies. We probably would have been in paradise by now if this couple would have never gotten together, okay? That's how I feel about the BS, because the amount of negativity that has come out of this is too much.
But that's not even your problem. Why are you swallowing Panadol? The negativity that you saw, you took a front row seat. Remember, she literally was there when he was claiming that he was going to Xerox to go and buy more plain papers to write the bullshit that he was writing, claiming it was court document. She was there. She even took a picture of him walking back, or was it a video of him walking home after going to, where did he go? Xerox, to go get those papers? You were there, like you were a part of this, and you didn't complain then. You played your role. You were more than happy to play your role. Whew. Oh my goodness.
Overwhelmed by the number of nasty things that Justin had to say to me about African women, Black women in general.
But you sat there though. Again, I don't know how this obviously makes sense in her head. The fact that she's admitting to be an enabler, she's admitting to have been an ear to this person, to like say disparaging things about Black women, African women, his own ex-wife, the mother of his children, and she was very, very okay with it until he kicked her to the curb, and all of a sudden she wants to like be Mother Teresa. She wants to be this virtuous person. She wants to be holier than thou. This person who did not even encourage, who did not like what he was doing or whatever, but you encouraged it. You encouraged it. Whatever reason, you needed a place to stay. Isn't this the same thing that you're accusing all these other women of doing? Because they had a motive for wanting to like they had a motive for wanting to play along and be in his space or whatever. Same thing. If you had any morals, you would have walked away and never came back. But he said all these things about these women of your own race, and you were more than happy. You were more than okay to listen. You were very fine listening to him up until the time that he kicked you out. And you think people should just overlook the role that you played, the way you enabled him. You think, oh, people should just ignore. People should just overlook because now I'm exposing him now. Amma, that's what I want to know as well. Nobody asked her opinion.
Because this woman, this black woman, gave this white man access to her body and access to her community.
But you did as well. You gave him access to your body. He gave you access to his body. You gave him access to your body. He gave you access. You both gave each other access to each other's body. What is all this holier than thou? What is all this trying to change to spin the narrative? You like like you gave him access. He gave you access. Oh my god. Sheesh. You like he's pretty wide open for you. He let you choke it in. Sheesh. Which you were very happy to do. Give me a break, Jeeba. Give me a break.
And a fast pass to talk about our community any kind of way, and now this man is years deep into his entitlement. And I'm like, I've just never met messier people in my life, and truly, 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 I hate the fact that I've met.
It's so interesting how it's so hypocritical that this woman who goes on the dating site, the same dating site that the women that she's criticizing go on, it's so hypocritical for Jeeba to go on this dating site, specifically type on the kind of man that she wants, the race of the man that she wants, and all these other things, and then turn around and start moaning and groaning about how black women gave access to this man's community, gave this man access to their community. You did the same thing. When you go on those dating sites to look for men that you want to date, that's what you're doing. You are giving them, there is a possibility that you will give them access to your community. Unless, of course, you're going to completely stop them, prevent them from ever knowing anything about your culture, about your community, about your race. Unless that's which is not true. You claim to play chess, which means that you are going to, bring this, whatever Oyinbo man that you eventually find on those dating apps, you're going to bring them over to your chess community. And your chess community is mostly for black girls and black future chess players or whatever, you're doing the exact same. Do you not even see your hypocrisy in this? Jeeba does not go to those sites looking for black men, you know. She has a target. Right. Like, you go to these sites, the same sites that all these men, the same sites that Kora went to, the same site that Tembe went to, the same site that Tasia went to, the same site that where he met Summer, the same place where he possibly met Fritoto. All of you go to these places to look for specific kind of men. That's what you guys put in your bio, who you are looking for. So how are you criticizing the women? The only reason why you're criticizing, because for whatever it is, for however long it happened, they had more access to him than you did, and that's where your bitterness is coming from. Like, what the hell? All of you go to the same site looking for the same thing, because the one thing that, what I understand, I have never in my life gone to a dating site. I don't even see, like, it's crazy. There are crazy people in real life. Imagine meeting people on shish, all kinds of people with all kinds of criminal records, people with all kinds of sick, twisted fetishes, people with all kinds of things are on dating apps. And sometimes you won't even, their record are sealed due to the fact that maybe a lot of the things that they did happened before they were even the age of majority, or maybe you don't even know where to look. Just be going on. Now, wow, now they try you. You people are trying very, very well. Like, you want the same thing as these people. You want the same thing. You're just mad that you didn't get what you wanted.
This man, and I hate the fact that I learned about who this woman was, because I'm
Can
literally
you imagine? Can you imagine the things that she's saying? Like, even me, as much as I dislike Pegasus, I have never ever used the word hate to describe my feelings for him. Because how can I hate? It's not that serious. Can you imagine, like, the level of bitterness in Jeeba's heart? Jesus. Let me roll this back a little bit. Jenny says, I'm curious to know what she left behind that she can't let go of. Yeah. She knows she didn't leave anything tangible, anything worth even going back to. She just wants a chance. I bet the day that one will say, okay, you want to come and get your stuff, come and get your stuff. I bet she's going to go there, fall on her knees and beg, please take me back, doctor. Please take me back, doctor.
and a fast pass to talk about our community any kind of way, and now this man is years deep into his entitlement. And I'm like, I've just never met messier people in my life, and truly, 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 I hate the fact that I've met this man, and I hate the fact that I learned about who this woman was, because I'm literally about to brainwash myself and just pretend none of this ever happened, because it was a complete waste of my black ass time as somebody who's actually on earth to get things done. This is a completely unproductive.
But nobody even asked you. Nobody brought you here. You could have just left the house after he kicked you out and just forget that part of your life ever happened. Like, literally, nobody knew who you were. You were one of those women that never came to the camera, to the front of the camera, that you were one of those women. Nobody ever saw you, meaning you could have just gone and lived your life and nobody would have known you existed. But you brought yourself to social media and now you want to cry and moan and groan over the circumstances that you created. Make that make sense to me. Make that make sense. Oh my God. Jenny says, sounds like she left her bed somewhere. Oh my God. Oh my God. The reason I don't really believe she left anything valuable, I don't think so either. I think she just left something to give her a reason to come back and maybe try and work things out with him. And then that will be her excuse to like wanting to come back. She didn't leave anything valuable there. Mm-mm. She left her meds. This woman could have gone on to live her life and none of us would have known that she ever existed in his life. But she chose to bring the matter out. Not only did she do that, she started reaching out to bloggers and trying to like get them to do interviews and all this other stuff. One thing, nothing irks me more than when you see people react after when you see people react to the consequences of the circumstances that they created. Nothing irks me more than that. People reacting to the consequences of the circumstances that they created. Like it is crazy and it is wild to me. It is wild to me.
Just, I hope the lady sticks to making music. That's all I'm gonna say. And I hope that man sticks to, just thumbs up, sticks to his old doctor job, his 9 to 5, because too many people have been radicalized from being brought into their homes with cameras. You know, God, it's so unhealthy. Anyways, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Thank you. Also, the way this man is now complaining, Nigeria this, Nigeria that, it's filthy. You wouldn't want to visit. It's not safe. All of this stuff, and and this lady is just like, wow, this man is a racist, slave master, blah blah. And then 10 seconds later, shaking her ass, and I'm like, how about helping? Help the country. Your people need you. That's crazy. Are either of them doing anything to help the country? Yes, music is lovely. Music can help you cure your mood and just, heal you internally. But like, is the country being positively impacted by?
And you see this rubbish that she's talking about, help your country, help your country. First of all, it's not even coming from a genuine place. And I think that's even what irks me the most. Yeah. The fact that she's just saying this to be mean and nasty, to be vindictive. And that's the thing that really, really irks me. If anybody that actually means well is talking about helping Nigeria, helping Nigeria, helping Nigeria, and they are saying it from their heart and not in a condescending manner, I wouldn't even feel bad. But it is so obvious that she's so vindictive and she's lashing out. Okay. And second of all, she's pretending as if the situation is so bad. The situation, there is no country that is 100% okay and everything is fine. Even America, even your own Haiti. Why don't you help your country? Why don't you focus? It is just the fact that she's using this in a condescending manner. She's using this to settle scores, to put down a whole country. That's the thing that is really, really, really screwing with my mind. Okay. The fact that she's saying this, not necessarily because she means it. And this is the kind of person, Jeeba is the kind of person that will align with people just so that she can brag about what she's doing for those people. And I see her oftentimes sharing posts about that family that she claims is her adopted family in Nigeria, adopted father or whatever. It's so obvious that all of this is for clout. Jeeba means nothing. Jeeba only cares about what doing for others will get her, the gratification that it'll get her. That is all she cares about. Keep Nigeria's name out of your mouth, Jeeba. Keep Nigeria's name out of your mouth, okay? You are not the right person to be talking about anybody helping. If it were somebody else who was coming from a good place, I'll be more than happy. But the way that you are going about it is very obvious that you're just being bitter and being vindictive, because the man of your dream, the man that you want, once upon a time was married to a Nigerian woman. And because the Nigerian woman ignored you after realizing the part that you played in the legal issue, after realizing that you aided and abetted, the man that was dragging her to court and all this other stuff, she wants nothing to do with you. And because you're having a hard time dealing with the fact that she rejected you and she blocked you, you are now trying to scapegoat a whole country. You saying help the country is not coming from a good place. Okay? It's not coming from a good place. Yes, do we all as Africans and Nigerians, do we all play a part in helping our country? Absolutely. But I'm not going to take help from somebody that is fake, somebody that is only lashing out because the man that she wants doesn't want him. Okay? Keep Nigerian name out of your mouth, because I will drag you. I will drag you, because a lot of you, when people start dragging you now, you start crying mental health, mental health. Keep Nigeria's name. If you want to focus on Kora, focus on Kora. If you want to focus on all the so-called imaginary Nigerian women that you claim, focus on them. But keep Nigeria's name out of your mouth, because what you're doing is not coming from a genuine place. You're just bitter, you are jealous, and you're lashing out.
Any of the people that are just talking about how much they love the country or hate the country. No, and I think that's the biggest loss. That is the biggest loss as an outsider who is doing a project that happens to be with Nigerians in education and Ghana in education. I'm like, why do I hope, you know what, let me shut up. I hope she's secretly working on a project that is going to uplift her people out of impoverished and slum-like conditions.
Yeah, so don't they have slums in your country, in Haiti? Don't they have slums? Why don't you focus your energy? They say charity begins at home. Jeeba, and this is another reason why I say this, yeah? Jeeba, they say charity begins at home. What have you done? Maybe before trying to help another country, maybe try and help yours first, and let me see what you have done to eradicate poverty and all these other issues that your country has, since you want to go there with me. Also, you just want to help, supposedly help. And if you even ask, because she embellishes a lot, right? She lies a lot. If you even ask her now to show evidence of what she's doing to supposedly help, you will see that she's just a gaslighter, gaslighting people. She can't even show you any real help that she has rendered. How about you focus on your country? How about you help your own people in Haiti? How about when Donald Trump came out and talked about how they are eating cats and dogs? I didn't see you coming out and shouting and helping your people. I didn't see you do that. Maybe first of all, help your people, help your country, and then you can come and talk about other countries.
Anita, if you want to shake your ass for positivity, there's a nonprofit called Chess in Slums. You can go, I don't know.
Can you imagine? She's now telling her that if she wants to shake her ass for positivity, there is an organization called Chelsea in Slums. There are slums everywhere, Jeeba. You're so bloody ignorant. Like, you're too, like, I don't even care enough to feel sorry for you, but you are so ignorant, and oh my goodness, you are disgusting. You are disgusting. like Google Nigeria's GPA and Google your country's GPA and come and tell me about which country needs more help. Very obvious that you are just, I don't even want to go there, because if I really go there, it'll be as though, there is no help, like I'm lying. Oh, my country is perfect. My country is not perfect, but not in the way that Jeeba is saying it. It is very obvious that what Jeeba is saying, it's coming from a place of jealousy, a place of vindictiveness, a place of put down. She just want to put down. That's where this is not coming from a place of real concern for the country, if you will. Exactly. Somebody said she can't even help herself get a stable home. Exactly. Let's start from that. Yeah. Just forget about even helping your own country. Start from getting yourself a stable home, write a lease agreement, move into your stable home, not jumping from not jumping from one Airbnb to another. Get your own place, write a lease, get somebody to even get you like get you a lease agreement. I'm guessing your credit is in the shitters. Get a lease, and then you can come and tell me. Get a lease. Oh, somebody sent me star, and what happened? And it was deleted. I don't know. I don't know. I think Hazel, I think it was you that sent me a star. I don't know. But I don't see it now. It's not showing. I don't know what happened. Mm. I think I saw that you sent me a star and it got deleted. Thanks anyways. You know what I mean? Start from there. Get your own place. Get you an apartment. Settle yourself. And then once you've done that, focus on Haiti. And then once you've done that, when you've helped enough people in Haiti, then you can talk about helping other people. I can actually tell you other African countries that have more pressing issues that you can help. Since you're feeling generous, your Mother Teresa, I can direct you to other African countries that need more help. But first of all, start with yours, because as bad as things are in other African countries, it is even worse in your country. Thank you, Hazel Magon. Thank you for the stars. Oh, thank you so much. So I'm as bad as things are in other African countries, with the stories, with the news, because we're all going by the news now, right? Right, Jeeba? We're just believing everything that we hear in the news. So based on what I'm hearing in the news, as bad as things are in my country, in many African countries, things are even worse in Haiti. So go sort Haiti out, and then you can come, and then I'll point you to the next country that you can help, since you're feeling generous. And again, I'm not here saying that my country doesn't need help. Every country needs help. If you come from a country where, political corruption is the order of the day, these are things that you have to deal with. But my resentment towards Jeeba is based on the fact that it's not coming from a place of genuine concern. It's not coming from a place of real concern. She's saying it to be vindictive. She's saying to put people down, to make herself feel better than the Africans that she's targeting, the people who are saying things that she doesn't like. Because after she did this video, people really came for her. I was reading all the comments, and people were telling her, Auntie Madam, move on now. Move on with your life. So she was responding, and then she did a post, and she was like, she's done. I am done. Let me even see if I can find the post that she wrote after she posted this video and received a lot of pushback from this video. She made a post and she was declaring that she was done. How can you say you're done when nobody invited you in the first place? Nobody. You invited yourself into the situation. because you were vindictive, you were being a scorned woman. After the man of your dream had abandoned you and kicked you to the curb, leaving you penniless and homeless and everything, you got angry and you set out to like take revenge. That's what happened. And when nobody will accept whatever it is that you were doing, when nobody will accept what you are selling, you know, when you try to reinvent yourself and nobody cared, nobody wanted to hear from you, you decided to start throwing a fit, and then you're now disrespecting people. And now she's saying she's done. Why? Like, nobody even invited you. You don't even need to announce. When with people, and that's how you know people that are looking for attention, right? Because if you're not looking for attention, you're not looking for somebody to say, please stay, please don't go. Don't go. I want you to stay. If you're not looking for attention, you're not looking for somebody to beg you to stay, you will simply carry your thing, jejele, log out. But when you're here, looking for attention, looking for people to hear you out, that's how you be reminding everybody every few market, not even market days safe, every few market hours, you are reminding people that you don't want to do this, you're gone, when nobody even invited you in the first place. Nobody invited you, you invited yourself. You can actually live on your own and nobody will even bat an eye. Nobody will even look for you. Nobody will even check on you. Somebody said dawn until later today. Yep. Because after she claimed that she was done, guess who came back again? She came back again, and then because she didn't like the response that she was getting online, she didn't like that people were talking, people didn't buy whatever she was selling and people were basically calling her out. And then she decided that let me even share my screen in a second. Nobody cares. Go, please. People want you to go away. I don't know why that is so hard for you to understand. People really want you to go away. You're very unpleasant. You are not enjoyable by any means. There is nothing entertaining about you. Nothing. People want you to go. People hope that you will actually follow through on your threat to go. So after she posted the video and people were dragging her and basically calling her out for being an attention seeker and being vindictive, she was like, never mind. This isn't a platform worth keeping. Good riddance. I have no desire to be a hater. I was just finally voicing things that I found hard to wrap my head around. Can you imagine? She was just finally voicing things that she had. She was finally voicing things. Let me see. That she had a hard time. That she found hard to wrap her head around, because they were dragging her. Every other day, it's something. Every other day, it's something that Jeeba has to say. Every other day. And so they were dragging her. And then she wasn't done, obviously. She came back and she was like, occupying my time in the real world. She posted a video. She posted like she did like a photo dump, right? She's like, occupying my time in the real world, my phone storage has been full, so I've been simply dumping the content like I said I would. Here are some snippets. There is nothing that makes you zoom out and take a more critical stance on your life than a crime scene on school grounds. LA is the artificial world, and it was necessary for me to experience yesterday to to reorganize my priorities and loyalty to the lower economic class. Can you imagine? Lower, she did it with she did a quotation. Hey God. What class do you belong? What class? The homeless class, jumping from one Airbnb to another class. So she continued and she said, there is a lot of elitism in social media, and it all takes a further from humanity. I think she meant to say it all takes us further from humanity into a hyper individualistic culture. Black communities suffer when we become selfish and detach from communities' values. Back to center. Oh my gosh, she wants you to believe so much that she's so important. She's so important and nothing is more important than her. There is nothing about you that is important, sorry.
Is going to uplift her people
Mhm.
out of out of impoverished and slum like conditions.
So this
Miss
is
Anita, if you want to,
so
I think that's the biggest
she's
loss.
giving Kale advice here. She's telling Kale that there is a charity organization that she can support, and she's doing it in a most condescending way.
That is the biggest loss as an outsider who is doing a project that happens to be with Nigerians in education and Ghana in education. I'm like, why do I hope, you know what? Let me shut up. I hope she's secretly working on a project that is going.
Does she know Ghana? This person that is talking this, oh, have you been to Ghana? Have you seen? I hate this for us so much. I hate that somebody like this is in our space because this is the height of blatant ignorance. Have you been to Ghana? One time she posted a photo dump claiming that she was in Ghana. Did you really go to Ghana? Did you really go to Ghana? Or are you just running along with what you hear in the news? Like, it is the disrespect. It is Jeeba's disrespect that just grinds my gears. It is Jeeba's disrespect for our continent that grinds my gears. Jeeba knows nothing. Jeeba just hears stories and just runs with it and sheesh. Jeeba, have you been to Ghana? Really been to Ghana? Talking about helping people. Who are you helping in Ghana? Hmm. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. I don't blame you. It is so mind-boggling to me that she's so disrespectful. And a lot of people that she invites over, just that invites her over, they just sit down and just take it and just let her. Like, God forbid, she will never be on my platform. Never. Who is this one? I don't want a mad person on my platform. But if that was happening under my watch, I will check her so much that she will learn, because that's the only way a person can learn. I don't care if you are bringing me tea. I don't care if you're coming on my page to give me gist or whatever. You do not disrespect a whole continent of people. You do not do that without being checked. I will check her. But a lot of people are more concerned about all of the teas. Oh, she's going to tell us this and that about him. Like, this is so infuriating, honestly. This is so infuriating. It's so infuriating. She's just exposing her ignorance. For somebody who wants people to believe that she's so smart and she's so articulate and she's so up there and she knows everything, she's up there and people are down here. Every time she opens her mouth, she shows her ignorance. Every time she opens her mouth, she shows her ignorance. There are starving people in America. LA, one of the richest place in the world, have homeless people there. They have people on Skid Row who are just there. Also in Toronto, there are homeless people everywhere. But I will never judge based on those pictures or those videos or those stories or those images, like, because I know better. I know LA is a very wealthy place. But when it comes to Africa, a lot of these people, their common sense and their ability to reason rationally will just fly out the window because they want to believe the worst, because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel like, yeah, that serves them right. Oh, slavery, this and that and the other. And she's always talking about, and that's another thing that she does. She will talk about how my people rejected colonialism. My people, really? What good did that do? My people reject colonialism. My people said no. My people were the first to get freedom, to get independence. And so look at today, what's going on there now? I beg. Jeeba, keep my country's name out of your mouth and keep Africa's name. Africans didn't do you anything. Nigeria did not do you anything. It was you that met somebody online. You were carried away. According to him, he has he has a picture of himself in a PJ that he used to bait you people. He will post a picture of he will post a picture of himself in a PJ, and he will post another picture of himself when he was in one remote village in Africa, and then he will see the one that the people will like. If the women like the one where he was in the PJ, he will know that they are gold digger. But then if they like the one that he was in the remote village in Africa, he will know that they are they're not gold diggers. So you know how he was able to bait you. You're probably one of the people that like the private jet pictures. And he was looking at you like, this is a gold digger. So you know what you face him. Face him. You knew the reason why you followed him. You knew the reason why you decide to do what you did. Face him. Leave Africans alone. Leave Nigerians alone. If you have had an ungodly communication interaction with some Nigerians, it does not give you the yardstick to come and disparage all Nigerians or put all Nigerians down and be condescending to all Nigerians or Africans. You want to do good? Focus on your country. Your country really, really needs help. Going by what we see on the news, since that's what we are going by now, because you have to fix your mouth to talk about a country that you've never been to. So since that's what you care about, you want to do charity work. They say charity begins at home. Start with your own country.
To uplift your people out of impoverished. Is the country being positively impacted by any of the people that are just talking about how much they love the country or hate the country? No, and I think that's the biggest loss. That is the biggest loss as an outsider who is doing a project that happens to be with Nigerians in education and Ghana in education. I'm like, why do I hope, you know what, let me shut up. I hope she's secretly working on a project that is going to uplift her people out
as an outsider. who is working on people on education, on working with people in Nigeria. Let me see. Let me roll it back again. This is the kind of person that will give you $10. This is the kind of person that will go to the mall. You know those stands that they used to, those beggars, not beggars, those organizations where they will be panhandling. They'll plaster a picture of a so-called African child begging for money to save and help the African child and blah, blah, blah. She strikes me as one of the people that will give maybe $5 or $10, and all of a sudden she will be bragging that she's doing a project and working with African children from the $5 that she gave while she was at the mall. And then so that she can have something to brag about.
The country being positively impacted by any of the people that are just talking about how much they love the country or hate the country. No, I think that's
so it's bothering you now that people are saying they love their country. Africans love their country. Africans, that's the one thing. We are so loyal to our country because we love our country, especially those of us who grew up in our country, especially those of us who left maybe when we're still in that formative years. We reminisce on it, especially if you've been gone for a long time. And we love our country. Don't get mad that we love our country. Don't get mad that we want to travel to our country every chance we get. Don't get mad about that.
the biggest loss. That is the biggest loss as an outsider who is doing a project that happens to be with Nigerians in education. And
she's saying as an outsider who's doing a project that happens to do with Nigerians and education and Ghana in education. Again, like I said, she's the kind of person that will give $1 spare change, $2 to some charity kiosk at the mall, and then she'll start claiming that she's heavily invested in charity work just from giving $5 that she had. Yeah, okay.
Ghana and education. I'm like, why do I hope the country being positively impacted by any of the people that are just talking about how much they love the country or hate the country. No, I think that's the biggest loss. That is the biggest loss as an outsider who is doing a project that happens to be with Nigerians in education and Ghana in education. I'm like, why do I hope, you know what, let me shut up. I hope she's secretly working on a project that is going to uplift her people out of impoverished and slum-like conditions. Miss Anita, if you want to shake your ass for positivity, there's a nonprofit called Chess in Slums. You can go, I don't know.
Can you imagine? She's telling her about the organization called Chess in Slums, where if you want to shake your, if she wants to shake her nyash.
Play chess with these people who live in the slums of Africa and stuff.
But you're the chess player. She's not a chess player. Why are you telling her to go play chess? To play chess with people who live in slums, and you go play chess with people who live in Haiti in the slums. You go play chess with the gangsters that are controlling Haiti right now. Go play chess with them. Go play chess with the starving people over there. Sheesh. Ah. Like, it is so, I don't even blame her. I don't blame Jeeba. I blame the people that platformed her. I blame the people that told her, come, especially the Nigerian people that said, come and talk here, come and do this here. Because they saw her, they heard her saying all these disrespectful things. Even if she didn't say it during their platform, while they were interviewing her, they most certainly have seen some of her disrespectful comments, disrespectful posts that they could have checked her on. They would have said to her, don't do this, but they don't. But they don't. They let her, they encourage her, and they don't ever tell her, don't do that. You're being disrespectful. You're being ignorant. You're being disrespectful. You're being ignorant. Stop it. They never check her. All they care about is the tea, the stale tea that she has, the repeated tea that is so watered down that like tasteless tea. That's all they care about. And this woman will sit there and be disrespecting a whole culture, a whole country, because she's angry at somebody that has nothing to do with the whole country. So me, I want Jeeba, because me, I can put him aside for the moment and begin to really analyze you. I will analyze you, if you don't keep Nigeria. I don't say you shouldn't drag Korra. You want to drag Korra, drag her. You want to drag Peggy, drag Peggy, but keep Nigeria's name out of your mouth. Nigeria not send you market. Nigeria not send you message. It's not Nigeria that caused this on you. You are the one looking for Oyinbo. You went on a dating site to look for an Oyinbo man that ended up using and dumping you. Instead of you to just take the L and just move on with your life, you're transferring your frustrations and your aggressions at a whole country that has done nothing to you. Keep Nigeria's name out of your mouth, okay? Because you're being really disrespectful. You're being really, really disrespectful. Because at the end of the day, nobody forced you. Nobody. The person that you're trying to get her attention now, the person that you're trying to get to talk about, to join forces with you, that person did not send you market. It is the same dating site that one saw her future problem. It is the same dating site that you also saw your future problem. You know the kind of person, the kind of man you were looking for. You were looking for specific something. You see, you look at your life the way you are. You think, Oyinbo, number one, and number two, he's a doctor. He promised you that he has a home that is so big that is every woman's dream. Oh my God. His home is every woman's dream. And you long throat, your throat called long. Longer throat. You want to go and reap where you did not sow. You want to go and experience every woman's dream. And now that the whole thing has backfired on you, you want to drag a whole country that has nothing, a whole continent that has nothing to do with your mess. You want to drag the country into it. Focus on your focus, so focus on the Oyinbo that use you to play ball. Focus on the Oyinbo that play ping pong with your head. Exactly. I'm gonna say, what is so disrespectful than a man whom you've been intimate with later ask you to use it on him? Exactly. Madam, enter house. Madam, get some shame, make you enter house. Have some self-respect. Oh my gosh. Jesus. Enter house, madam. Make shame they catch you. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. We've been here for over 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours. I want to come back later because I want to talk updates on the story that we discussed yesterday, the Twitch story. Twitch mother is speaking out. So I'll come back later so that we can discuss that. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for the stars. I truly appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for the contribution. It really was an interactive live. And thank you guys so much. I'll be back later by His grace. Bye.